Welcome back, I'm Kim of Kim Fixes Things, and today we are working on our Case 1816B skid loader, and it is in its senior years, we'll say, and it needed a little bit of work, and I'll show you that, and then we'll come back and I'll wrap it up.
We go outside, it really feels cold because it's windy and it's moist, but it's not that cold, but it feels cold. In here, put a fire, take the chill off it a little, no wind, it'll be good.
Now that we've done the weather report with Buck Del Campo, so I needed a new hydraulic oil tank for the skid loader, but here's the stuff that I got at the local Rural King, which I am a fan. I like that place now. Sort of a cross between a Harbor Freight and a Tractor Supply, maybe along the lines of the old Sears.
We're going to use this in the skid steer.
Maybe. What is it?
Cucumber seeds, no, zucchini seeds, golden zucchini seeds. It didn't look like stuff for a oil tank, but it's stuff from Rural King.
It's project stuff that we got from Rural King. We got to do some gardening. That'll be our next project.
Big old thing here.
We got to get the rototiller working. Yeah, the tank is sort of a tank. I don't know that
Okay.
it's
So
that's going to fit on this puppy here. Check it out. It slides right on there.
Is this oil proof?
You know what? It's elastomeric polyvinyl chloride. It should be resistant to oil.
I don't have to tear it this tooth or something.
I think that would be better for the video content, though. Tearing
If I
it.
tear it with my teeth?
Yes. You're bringing so much energy. I really need you to tone it down today. You're just like bouncing off the walls with high energy.
Goop on it.
It's a time of year, spring goop season.
No, I want to wipe it off. Here.
Thanks. For me?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have.
I don't know. Goop. Whatever it is, it doesn't wipe off. It's just not nice stuff. It's
Isn't that a
stuff.
theme of a Cat in a Hat book?
Green stuff.
There's goop everywhere.
Okay,
and the Cat
so
in the Hat just
this fits on there.
Yeah. And there's more to that contraption, so set it aside.
Water source.
Yeah, it's a water pipe connector, but it's the size I wanted for our fuel
Plastic.
inlet. Uh-huh.
The seeds.
The seeds. Okay.
A plug.
This piece here, I want it to be like the filler neck. Instructions. So you know how to safely use your portable air tank. There you go.
So you just want to unscrew that.
I was thinking leave this, maybe plug this with a vent, and then make a hole and weld this in the top, but not way up like this, like down in, you know.
You know what I'm thinking? Use this for your mount on something.
Well, yeah. You want to take it out and look to see if how
and
it.
We'll know where the top needs to be.
Okay, let's do it.
It'd be dead if you were electrocuted.
Oh, it was so electrocute. As you can see, the tank has been leaking, so we really need to fix that up. And this tank here is going to be too small. I thought I could use this tank and the tank on that side, but they're connected.
It's hard to hold it.
Okay.
And this is your fuel tank?
Yeah, we're going to have to move the fuel tank.
Maybe get a different one?
Something like that, yeah. Maybe we'll use this as the fuel tank. Doesn't need a lot of fuel.
I don't know, you're smart. I come up with ideas and then you always go, no, we'll do it this way, and we do it your way. It's usually pretty good.
Well, first you have to come up with...
Why don't we just start with your way?
Because you have to come up with a bad idea so I can correct it. It's just how it's done around here. It's in our way, I guess.
That thing's going to be tight. Probably got some kind of sealant on it. Oh, it's turning. Or something else. Okay. Any ideas how you could clamp that to there? Make some kind of a thing that I was thinking some kind of a thing that I was thinking some kind of thing that went around here, that like a U-shaped thing right there, and it bolts that.
Make it want to wobble. Why don't we just
Well, if
attach
it's
it
bolted
out?
tight, it won't. That's going to be over the exhaust, but
Well, there should be a shield between them.
yeah.
We could, if we just, you know, put a bracket that went up to here.
Yeah, but up to there is where the roll cage goes.
Well, yeah, the roll cage can go on top of our bracket. Oh, this will block the access to that. We do that.
Right there in the middle. Put the fuel tank behind it.
You know what? If we're smart and we make a flat plate on the bottom of this, the fuel tank can sit on that.
I was thinking if you put a plate here, you can put a couple of studs up to it, some spacers, and it'll just be bolted to that.
See, this plate interferes currently with servicing the air filter and the carburetor of the motor. You almost have to take the motor out to work on the carburetor, which is a real hassle. So I wouldn't be against this going away entirely. I would much rather this honestly be suspended up here, like this.
I don't want to weld to that oil tank, but I guess I could.
No, not weld to the tank. We just make it so the plate bolts through these holes. And then when you're putting the roll cage on, it just go right on top of that same plate. You okay with that?
I'm fine with it.
That puts it up out of any interference of anything.
How's it gonna attach the tank? The plate will be welded to the tank?
Yeah, we just weld the plate to the top
so
of the
that
tank.
So the tank could be turned. That bottom thing doesn't make any difference because the handle's in the way of what the handle's in the way of what your upper plate is.
Do this or whatever.
Yeah, or the other way so that bung isn't in the way. Yeah, something like that.
Or we could just zip this off.
Yeah, do that. Okay, you got a plan?
I think so. We just need to get a measurement here, and then we'll be able to.
Okay, you got material?
We're gonna have to go scavenge.
Okay. Clean and rust.
That I'm gonna need to use a grinder on.
I knew that'd never go by itself.
That bit is trash.
Is it cutting? Yeah, I guess it cut. Okay. Now, you know, it's on a curve, so that'll work real well. If it's squeaking and chattering like that, it's too fast.
Okay.
Good one.
This is going to be a lot of work to get it in there. We're getting through.
Oil. Yeah, this thing's thick, isn't it?
No.
It's not?
Coming through.
It's gone through? Okay.
It's going through. Make sure you're recording in case I really hurt myself.
Is it through on the other side?
It's through like this, but it seems like it's not.
Okay, so tip it toward me a little bit. Tip the drill toward me a little bit. No, it's not a tip.
Like this?
Yeah, just get that thing straight up and down. Put the tank straight up and down. Oh, it won't go straight up and down.
Pretty close.
Okay, and then tip the drill toward me. Yeah, it's about to go through. It's through now.
Through now. That our torch.
Would you clean those things off?
Sure did.
I'm tired of that already. It's too dark. Fine find some way to take that piece of steel off there.
Okay.
Turn it around. How does that look on that one?
Super golden crisp.
Now solder flows.
Yeah.
Same thing. Just get the steel red and then it just flows.
I've brazed copper before.
Oh, you have? Okay, then you know.
Yeah, I just know you got to get the copper glowing red. It's not way hotter than you have to get it when you're soldering.
Oh God, yeah. But I mean, the brass flows like solder does.
Yes, once you get it to the temperature.
You're flowing it onto another piece of metal.
Hey, I got more video at the top of your head. That's not your fault. This is just... Here we see the buff working in his native Del Campo.
Wound up. That helps. Get one wound out of it.
Ancient welding secrets. Pirouette your way out of tangles.
I probably need one tip bigger. I just don't have it. I gotta buy some tips. Okay. I always say okay.
I cut that part out usually.
Got Kim's tank here, oil tank, new oil tank for the skid steer. She came up with a way to make it all flow and brackets and everything. We got the fittings all in. Now I'm gonna weld the bracket on. She made the bracket.
Yeah, we brazed yesterday. You saw that part. And now we have this steel bracket that's going to mount the tank to the frame.
Oh, did you want to drill the holes first?
What kind of holes?
The mounting holes in the steel bracket. Because you can do that in drill press pretty easy.
Yeah, that'd be easier to do first.
Be way easy.
All right. Thank you.
What do you get? Like put like 4 holes or something. Okay. We did make the decision to drill holes first instead of have drill with a hand drill on them after it's assembled. So here we go. Got that.
We're using the little drill. We start by drilling a pilot hole.
I'm just gonna drill. I'm gonna just touch it off.
He's marking them. See, that drill bit came from Harbor Freight, and it's kind of sacrificial.
Oh, don't say that.
It is. It's a sacrificial drill. If something happens to that bit, I don't care. If it gets dull, we'll just throw it away.
Well, the thing is, you can spin this pretty fast. Woo! Not that fast. And then put a. What oil is that? That's some thin stuff.
Just motor oil.
Okay.
Well, that cut's easy. You know what that's from.
What's it from?
It come from that trailer that I made into the caravan trailer.
Oh, you're cutting up your trailer?
Well, that's pieces. It had this giant tailgate thing that I eliminated.
Oh.
So there was some scraps left over. So
Just
what were you...
Big enough, 5/16. You seem to think you need bigger bolts than this. But, you know, there's an airplane that I used to fly around a lot, a 1,500-pound airplane. We held the wing on, the main wing spar with 2 of these, 2 5/16 bolts.
At the most, it'll be 40 pounds, and I'm going to run it into a tree. Have you ever run your airplane into a tree?
People have.
Did the wing get
damaged?
damaged?
That's not good.
This plate here is going to get welded onto the tank. The bolts that I just dropped on the floor. So the part that it bolts to is this, and it's going to sit on top of those pillars on the back of the machine. This is going to be part of the rollover protection that we'll be making, and it's going to have holes to bolt down onto the frame so that it can be removed, and it'll also have holes so that it can bolt to the tank and the tank can be removed. The problem that we found is that we've put these holes in and we're going to bolt that tank, but then the holes are blind. So we don't really want blind holes. This is way oversized for what we need structurally for strength. So it won't hurt it to cut some holes in it. So we're going to cut holes here so we can get a deep well socket with an extension in and put nuts on or bolts on. So I propose a contest. We're both going to use the plasma cutter. I'm going to cut one hole, and our friend Buck Del Campo is going to cut another hole. We're going to see who can manage this machine without any practice or experience.
I disagree with that.
How so? You want me to do it?
I want you to do it, because then there'll be 2 consistent holes. Or you make a terrible one, and then the second one you've learned, and you make a good one.
I mean, the good thing about it is it's steel, so no matter how bad it goes,
I can weld it back up.
We can fix it. So this is a good practice. I've practiced with this machine before, and it was very messy. Hey, that's how it goes. That's how you learn. So that's it. We're going to give it a try. We'll set it up. I'm going to get the compressor ready, and let's see what we can do with this. Look at how much of a freaking project this becomes.
Every project's like that.
It's like everything, because we have all these tools, and they all have to be put away because we don't have the room to set anything up in a permanent manner. Because that's how life is. Because we would need way more square footage than we can afford. I really have no idea what the settings on this need to be.
You're going to learn. See what it looks like.
What do we do?
Bigger. Yeah. Yeah, you're almost there.
Bigger.
Yep, just lop a little more off there. Yeah, lop it off a little more.
Yep.
Did that thing cut through 8th? Cut through 8th, okay? Okay,
Yep.
I'm ready.
That ain't right.
Something happened. What changed?
I got no air.
Why you have no air? Might want to make this a little bigger, but it'll be okay. It'll be okay. That's messier.
Farm equipment.
The flapper wheel later before you paint it. Knock the slag off of it, and it'll work.
It'll work.
A little messy, but
It's horrific.
what the heck?
I think if I was ever going to do something and try and make it nice, I would use a stencil, like a guide of some sort.
We used to make them out of nylon or out of some kind of plastic, and then you just follow the plastic with the plasma cutter. But those were big cuts. You know, those are like a big thing, you know.
It's good enough for farm equipment.
Yeah.
And it's still way strong enough. I could cut holes one after another, and it would still be strong enough.
And we were never cutting anything 1/8 inch thick with that. We were 1/16 at the most. Okay.
Right. Well,
so that's that.
We learned. The filler neck goes towards the back of the machine. These bolts go into the frame of the machine. We use some magnets to just to get it lined up.
Okay, tacked.
That looks good.
It sure looks better than over here. Yeah, that's huge. What can we do?
We just need a piece of filler metal
Piece of stuff.
to get the gap. Let me set this down and we'll find something.
Yeah.
You want to tell them, or you want me
Okay.
to?
We want to leak check this because this is going to have oil in it. We don't want some little oil leak and then the thing gets all drenched with oil. And then we can't weld it because it's got
Oil.
stuff in there that's going to
Explode.
well, it'll steam, and then you got oil steam in there, and then you got an explosion. So we're going over this with some soap. We got a little air pressure in it. Not much, like 1 pound or something.
Yeah, we've turned it way down.
But I'll show you what we have here is that we know. See, if we had a leak, we'd have that. We don't have that. So There's nothing like that wrong.
And we got really spooked by some popping noises as it was
It was
cooling.
popping noise as it cooled. Now I'm going to look up under there and see what I see underneath there.
See, I really think if there was any leaks, it would be blowing big bubbles up out of that crack.
Yep, we'd be seeing big bubbles. There's no big bubbles at all.
Yep. And
there's big bubbles there.
Yeah, that's big, but that's what you'd see if there was a crack. It'd be everywhere.
Just for the heck of it, let's just make sure the braising places I'm not too worried about.
A service leak.
Because that stuff flowed out very nicely.
Yeah, okay. So we're good.
We're good.
No leaks.
Okay, so you can undo your compressor.
Yeah.
And we're good to go. The only thing you need to do is decide if you want to paint it. Clean it up and paint it tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, thanks. Whoops.
I don't want to fall.
Hey, good job with the welding.
I hope so. Thanks.
All right, let's get it on that. Tomorrow, when there's daylight and warmth, we'll get it on the machine. It's been a few weeks since I was fighting on this machine, and I realized that I never made an outro or a conclusion of what we did. After I got the new tank on and put fresh fluid in this and got everything circulating, I was able to run it for several hours, and it was really going like I had hoped. And then it didn't. Then I started getting weakness in the left side, and well, I'm not sure what else, but I was having troubles, and I knew something had gone kind of wrong. I checked my tank, and the levels were where they were supposed to be. I'm still getting some weeping, some leakage out of some places, but nothing that seemed like it should interrupt the flow. And when I put the everything was spinning, everything down there inside was spinning. The motor was running fine, and the motor wasn't straining. And all I could figure was that perhaps because I wasn't getting like an overload. You can hear it. It'll screech if you push the pump too hard. It will squeal, and I wasn't getting that. It wasn't squealing, and it wasn't moving at all. It wasn't even giving me like that clunk. So I kind of guessed that I was getting some type of fluid starvation, and so on the back of the this is the filter, and this is the supply for the left pump and for the, I guess for the right pump. I don't quite remember. It's been a few days. But I took one of these return hoses off on the outside of the filter, and I was just getting a trickle, and the pipe was like empty. It was sucking air. And this is not a pressurized fluid system. This is it's just a flow system, you know what I mean? And this filter, I had changed it when I got this last year, and it has very low hours on it, maybe 6 hours of runtime that I've been able to put on this machine, all stacked together in between breakages. But with all new fluid, it seems like I flushed enough old dirt out of the system to clog the old filter replacement filter. They're not cheap, $30, which I think is a bunch of hooey, because a regular oil filter is only 10. I don't know why this filter has to be so much more, but I guess it's because they know that you own this machine, so you probably have enough money. Anyways, so when you put a bunch of new fluid in, you're likely to flush some stuff out. And it took a few minutes with the new filter in there to purge the air out of the system, but once fluid started flowing, she runs better than she ever has. With all new fluids, new filter, and I believe that we are ready to put her back to work. Today I just have a little chore. I gotta move. I have an independent rear suspension that's blocking me from getting my chores done in the garage. I'm trying to make some elbow room so we can keep on working on projects. It's great having a piece of equipment, a machine like this, working. It has cost me dearly in time and upfront cost. Luckily, the costs of repair is not too much. I haven't run into situations where I needed any specialty tools. Any any standard mechanics, like toolkit is enough for any task that you have to do on this. But I think what really got me in this situation was deferred maintenance. They just ran it and ran it and ran it, and it leaked, and they kept running it, and it overheated, and they kept running it, and then they just slapped the new motor in it, but they didn't do, they just did not do overall maintenance. They just ran it till it was done. So I still have some leaking cylinders. This one here in particular needs new seals in this end. Some of these hoses are in pretty dismal condition, so I'll probably still have short service intervals before there are leaks and blowouts. But when it's working, it sure works, and it feels good, because before I could only really go straight forward or straight reverse, and a really wide turn. Where now, with really getting good flow to both movement pumps, I can do like donuts and really get it going, one set going forward and one set reverse. So I know that things are improving, and I'm feeling really good about it. So if you have a little machine, try and get it up to service so that it can give you reliable serviceability is a big thing for machines. So just try and get it together, keep after it, learn as you go, and profit. Profit? No. I don't know. You just got to in life. Because they must. We must. We must clean up this mess before the neighbors call zoning. And so, all of the fleet needs other maintenance. So I have become the the property maintenance supervisor, and my crew, being me, I make sure I get to work every day and do a little, and yeah, keep after it. Don't get too discouraged. Sometimes it's taken me a year to get this machine to where I feel like it's going to be reliable and useful. It's done some good works for us, and I think that it's ready to do some more. So, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to watch me put myself through horrible, aggravating, hard work on this machine and others as I learn the ways of pain that every mechanic and farmer is. And thanks for watching.